Welcome to the new normal in education class this time. From the part 1 of M4 Smart Teaching. You have been acquainted with two concepts of smart teaching, each of which has its way of thinking, teaching methods, and learning goals that are both the same. And at the same time, there is a difference. The same is the transfer of knowledge from those who have more knowledge in some subjects to the learners who have less knowledge of the subject taught, in order to result in a behavior change from ignorance to knowledge. Pedagogy concept learning has a way of thinking that is cultivating knowledge, morality, and ethics for students with little life experience. Who those perform such duties, must be a good knowledge, right behavior, highly experiences that can be transferred to students to be able to live effectively. That is suitable for teaching the children's for applying knowledge to further higher education. Concept of Hyutagogy learning. The way of thinking is to bring a specific story to convey to learners who have some experience working. But they still need some knowledge to fill in their experience to be able to apply knowledge to work and use in daily life effectively. It's suitable for teaching people who have a state of self-learning to learn new knowledge or skills as a lifelong learning. From both learning concepts, it can be prepared as a summary table as follows. This table compares the similarities and differences of learning management, according to the Pedagogy concept and the Hyutagogy concept in the state of age and knowledge. You can see that if the knowledge of teachers and learners are different, the method of learning management uses the same concept. But the learning management method will give the concept differently if the age is different. Please answer the first questions in the assignment M4 Part 2 tab on the Microsoft team. This time is a continuation of the story about humans teaching. The following two concepts are Hyutagogy and Peeragogy. Let's start with Hyutagogy. Hyutagoji concept is a human teaching method that uses the inner power of learners to drive the transformation of their learning behaviors, from unknown to profound knowledge through their self-discovery. According to the Thai proverb, no pain, no memory, or no wound, no experience. The word of Hyuta comes from the ancient Greek heuriskain. It was then conjugated and continued to be used as heuristic and translated into English, which means discover or discovery, which means learning by searching and finding the answer for themselves. The word of gogi means knowledge, so Hyutagogy means learning to acquire knowledge yourself. According to the Hyutagogy concept, the primary mission of teachers is to support and encourage students to have the opportunity to do various activities on their own, both on and extra course. The students can use their potential and be aware of how the goal for success will begin, and how to proceed what the errors have occurred, and how to achieve the result of error correction for future career. Please answer the second questions in the assignment M4 Part 2 tab. In Microsoft Team, teachers must lead a teaching method by allowing students to discover knowledge and skills that will help them see their abilities before work. Occasionally, formal teaching is not required, but may use a way of talking with them at lunch or jointly doing activities in daily life, and then gradually insert morals, ethics, knowledge into students smoothly. Do you still remember? Being a teacher to reach students. The teacher must be a hero of the students. When the teacher has been trusted, it's not difficult to induce any activity. This is the art of conquering students' hearts. The art of making students trust, transmitting knowledge without the students knowing they are being taught. Therefore, teachers in the new normal era must learn to arrange an environment suitable for teaching, according to the Hyutagogy concept. Please answer the third questions in the assignment M4 Part 2 tab. In Microsoft Team. An ideal approach to learning following the Hyutagogy concept. It is that experienced teachers use cognitive psychology to dissolve behaviors between teachers and students to build mutual trust. This principle is the same as the doctor applies to the patient. Being open-minded and talking will result in taking care of each other and understanding. Then work together to develop a way to find answers to the student's goals. Reiterate that the goal is the life of the student. In addition, flexible adaptation of curriculum and teaching methods will be able to accommodate the needs of each student. Sometimes the course is suitable for one student. It may not be suitable for another student due to different living factors. If a student comes under the supervision of a teacher, teachers must find each student's suitability. Please answer the 4th questions in the Assignment M4 Part 2 tab. In Microsoft Team. These teaching techniques are the guide that results in both teachers and students succeeding in using the Hyutagoji concept as it indicates goals for students to find individual success. A clear example is that everyone is given the opportunity to research as an individual thesis for a master's degree graduation. It is according to your interests, aptitudes, and suitability. You will be taught by an advisor who has research experience as a mentor. After that, you must conduct your research according to your way, sometimes slow, sometimes fast, sometimes smooth, sometimes find the obstacles. But in the end, you will have an unforgettable research experience. Therefore, a thesis writing for a master's degree graduation uses Hyutagogy as a learning concept. Please answer the 5th questions in the Assignment M4 Part 2 tab. In Microsoft Team. The following teaching of humans is the Pedagogy concept. The word of peer means the same hierarchy, and gogy means knowledge. Therefore pedagogy means learning to use the students at the same hierarchy to create collaborative learning. In other words, it is learning together. Pedagogy concept is a human teaching method that uses the inner power of learners at the same hierarchy to drive the transformation of individual learning behaviors, from unknown to profound knowledge through joint discovery and learning. According to the Thai proverb, single head, withered garlic, it means learning alone. Only one aspect of learning power will arise. But if there are fellow students, there will be a more comprehensive learning dimension from sharing experiences and knowledge to creating a body of new knowledge. The same hierarchy learning method is learning psychology that decreases the gap between teachers and students. Their age, similar experiences result in mutual understanding. It is a reach to each other more than teachers with different hierarchies. The modern teachers usually change their name prefix to be, brother or sister, rather than teacher to adjust the status to be closer to the students. Adjusting the level of status in society to make it more intimate is the Pedagogy concept. Please answer the 6th questions in the Assignment M4 Part 2 tab. In Microsoft Team. The students' encouragement to be self-motivated to build and share their knowledge is appropriate, because learning is a social process that creates enthusiasm and continuity together. They can organize their interests and knowledge by imitating their society. Please answer the 7th and 8th questions in the Assignment M4 Part 2 tab. In Microsoft Team. Modern teachers often use these teaching techniques to manage their learning using Pedagogy concept. From what appears in this figure, all group activities allow learners to interact fully to share knowledge with others, such as student teams, achievement division. Part of it will be competitive activities to measure learning potential, such as team, games, tournament. It may be an activity that requires each student's potential to come together to create new knowledge, such as the jigsaw model. In addition, students are allowed to role-play various stories in which they can bring the characters' feelings to life in a realistic way. And when multiple characters are shown together, A performance from the gathering of students who play their roles together will be born. You can learn about teaching techniques that use Pedagogy concept from various learning resources. Please answer the 9th and 10th questions in the Assignment M4 Part 2 tab in Microsoft Team. I will end the teaching of Smart Teaching, Part 2, that's all. See you next time, goodbye.